See you do the little spin move with the right stick.
Yeah, you get your goals on FIFA right instead of the
Exactly.
real world.
All right, cool. So yeah, let's just get started, man. I appreciate you guys coming on the show. This is the Vibe Sessions. Obviously I'm GVE Mike. I'm here with Kiser Beats, Lil Gabe, up and coming producer and artist, doing their thing. So really excited to get into tonight's talk. One thing I've noticed, Kaiser, obviously doing beats on TikTok and Instagram and all that, and just staying hungry. As a beat maker and as somebody who's aspiring to become a full fledged, full career producer, like on a high level, what are some things that like you have been trying to at least break into? Is it placements? Is it just getting the recognition as like I'm a producer? What's something that's like, man, I've been really working hard to get this one thing to happen.
And I mean, to be honest, like it all starts for the love of the like making the music, you know.
Yeah.
But like it's been a real grind. I've gone through the whole BeatStars thing. I've like tried to sell beats, tried to get some placements, like emailed a million people. But honestly, after doing that over the years, I've come back to just like why not find people in my area who do what I do, you know, and
Yeah.
try to develop with them. And
Yep.
I mean, I think that's what I get the most out of is just being with somebody in the studio and trying to like, I mean, push each other, you know.
Definitely, definitely. I think
So yeah.
I think that's like a huge thing, right? Is finding an artist and developing a sound, figuring out what works for both of you guys, and just like almost like putting yourselves into a silo and just like working and creating stuff, and then putting stuff out and seeing what people gravitate towards. I listened to a couple of tracks, Lil Gabe. I listened to your tracks that you released on Spotify, and it's definitely something to where it's like you're creating your own sound. And for you, I mean, I know you guys have an interesting story on how you guys met. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, it was pretty crazy because he was. And by the way, thank you for having us though and giving us the
Yeah,
opportunity,
no
to show
worries.
our work and stuff. And appreciate the love that you checked our songs and stuff, our project. But yeah, man, it's just a crazy story, because when I moved from Brazil, I went to high school in Miami, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like soccer scholarship offers and stuff all over here in Texas. So I ended up coming to Texas, to go and play soccer in a junior college. So we ended up being roommates in my first year out of state. So, just to have someone that was from my country and being the only two Brazilians in the school, it was just awesome. We got to connect right away. We didn't have no issues since day one.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had the blessing opportunity to meet Zach, and come to this career.
That's
For
fire.
sure.
That's
And
fire,
those
man.
early days, man.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and
I was just gonna say in those early days, like we weren't thinking about music or anything. We would
Uh,
do little freestyles and stuff, but
mm-hmm.
like it was nothing. Like
Yeah.
we didn't think we'd be here, you know?
No, but that's all part of it. I think you guys were just finding the chemistry. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
having
for
fun
sure.
and with each other and just like being your true self. I think a lot of people kind of like overlook that when they go to work with each other. Just like
Yeah,
who is this like the real version of them, right? Because we all kind of have this like
yeah,
persona and guard up. But like as soon as like a fire beat comes on, both of you guys, you know what I'm saying? Everyone just like, oh, I
Yeah,
gotta
of
get it,
course. It's
Yeah,
and
so
it's way easier to work to whenever you already know the person, because it's not the same whenever you hit somebody up on Instagram and be like, hey, let's work on this
mhm.
project or whatever. Then whenever you already know the person, know their background, their family, you feel
Yep.
way more comfortable. The work flows way better.
Definitely, bro. Yeah, that's real. No, that's like the realest statement. Like, and like like you said, understanding somebody's goals. Like, hey,
Yeah,
look, I really want to take this serious. So you most likely would want to work with somebody that's going to be serious, especially if you're going to develop a sound together, right? So no,
yeah.
yeah, of
that
course.
makes a lot of sense. Yeah, what are you guys planning on creating a full project together, or are you gonna just release singles? Because again, I noticed the two tracks you guys released, but what's your guys' plans for the future developing your sound and things like that?
Well, we just kind of well, we started working together maybe what, September or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a couple months, but our plan all along was to release about two songs a month through 2021. and we're doing a mixture of songs in Portuguese and songs in English. And yeah, I mean, we got two out in January. Got a small fan base that's
Yeah.
growing. So I mean, I think we're gonna go with the single thing because just to stay in front of people, you know.
Definitely. Yeah, and that's what's cool, right? It's like you just find what works and then stick with it, and you kind of work from there. That's funny that you say you're gonna do the tracks in Portuguese as well, because that's what I was gonna ask. I'm like, looking at how Latin trap is just gotten so huge, man, and like
Yeah,
Afro
yeah,
beats is starting to get there as well. So it's like,
Oh
bro, we gotta get Brazil on the map, man. You know what I'm saying? And we
yeah.
gotta definitely do our thing. So that's fire, bro. I think continuing to do that, like even if you make songs where it's English and you have a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, you throw some stuff in
hmm
there,
yeah,
that's acceptable, bro. Because look at Cardi B, look at Bad Bunny. I
Yeah,
mean, Bad Bunny obviously is not speaking very much English, but J Balvin probably will
yeah,
do it more
yeah,
than anybody else. But yeah, bro, like don't be afraid to just, you know what I'm saying, let it fly with both of them
be
at the same
ourselves.
time. You know?
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
We've actually looked into that too because I have a couple of other American artists here that I work with, and we've been working on maybe a collaboration with like maybe half Portuguese, half English kind of thing like that. So
That's dope.
that's right up our alley. What you're talking about, you know?
That's fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What are so when it comes to, I'll ask you, it's a two-part question. When it comes to producing, Kaiser, I'll ask you this. Who's a producer that like got you to like, man, I want to be a producer. Like this guy makes the craziest beats. I want to make beats. And then Lil Gabe, while he's thinking of that, or while he's answering, I want you
Hmm.
to like let me know if there's any artists from Brazil or if there's any American rappers or from anywhere in the world that inspired you to want to be a
Yeah,
rapper.
definitely. Uh-huh.
So Kaiser, go
All
ahead.
right,
You
man.
start.
Yeah,
I
I
know
mean,
it's a
I
tough
grew
one.
up half in Brazil and half in the U.S., so I kind of got the best of both worlds there as far
Nice.
as music goes.
Yeah,
But when I moved here for good, it was about 2011. That's like when Zaytoven and Gucci Mane were like
Yep.
at their top, you know. And Zaytoven, man, I heard my first Zaytoven beat and I was hooked, man.
Yep.
Just that gospel type of piano, you know, and the organs and everything. It just, man, that made me go crazy. Like I had to be a part of it.
Definitely. Yeah, he's a beast, bro. Zaytoven has done some amazing things. He's actually from the Bay Area. That's where I'm at. So it's always
Yeah.
interesting to hear that because, like, I always think of him as this guy from Atlanta or from the South.
Mm-hmm.
And like once you learn his story, you're like, damn, he's from the Bay. All right, cool. Then man, I
Yeah.
can I can make a sound that doesn't have to sound like E40 or what I'm saying, that Bay
Yeah.
Area sound. Nothing wrong with that sound, but like if you make that kind of music, you just always make that kind of music. So it's super
Yeah.
dope to
yeah,
see a guy like Tracks a Millions, another one, right, that kind of did more than just the Bay Area sound.
Yeah, for sure.
Gabe, what
yeah.
about you?
So for me, that growing up, there was a lot of artists that I really liked in Brazil. So I always had that connection with the American world too, because my older brother, I was listening to like Wu-Tang Clan and stuff like that. So I literally had that hip hop base growing up always. So whenever I also moved like for good to the US was around like 2012, and I was around like 14 years old. So I really started to getting to know more and learning more about the English like itself, and like
Yeah.
everybody like the rappers and stuff, what they're really trying to say, in the
Mm-hmm.
music, and
Right.
what they're really trying to express, because it's not the same when you just listen to the song and you just like go with the flow and the beat, but you really don't understand what he's trying to say. So literally, one person that inspires me a lot is Russ,
Mm-hmm.
because when I started knowing about his job, I was like, man, this dude is not afraid of being himself, like he really just shoots everything, just fire everything. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to go just bars, he's gonna go straight bars. If you want to hop on the R&B, he's gonna do it, nice job, and he's not afraid of what people say.
Yep.
And just like us, he came from the bottom. He just believed himself, and self-made artist, and that's what I look for.
Definitely. No, I mean, dude, that's a really you touched on a lot of good points. One of the things I think is amazing, both of you guys obviously, originating from other countries besides America, is like understanding that language gap. Understanding the barrier there. It's like you're trying to understand like what the guy is saying and he's
Yeah,
speaking so fast at like such a high level and all these multi-meaning words and stuff. And
yeah.
that's what I think. There's a rapper named Belly. Have you guys heard of him? Yeah.
I
So
know.
okay.
I
So
know.
there's this guy named Belly, and he was signed to EXO with like The Weeknd and Nav and a lot of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
But one of his stories is he actually learned. He's a pretty dope rapper. He hasn't put out anything for a while, but he
Yeah.
actually learned English from wrestling. So that was kind of
Wow.
interesting. Yeah, because it's like you're like, dang, this guy speaks English very clearly, and he raps at such a
Mm-hmm.
crazy level. But he does throw in a lot of wrestling references in his raps, right? So that makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense once you learn that story. But that like very much what you were saying, Gabe, is like from entertainment. I think people learn a lot about America,
Yeah.
about English,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of
Definitely.
especially rhyming in English and stuff. So that's super dope that you that helped you in what you're doing. And then Russ, like you said, bro, I mean the guy, I think he had like 300 tracks out before he had like a
I know.
deal, like
And
something
that's what we're trying to do, you know, keep
yeah,
the consistency, you know.
exactly, bro. It's just crazy to me, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
very much what you guys were saying, like just being your authentic version of yourself, it's
Yeah,
important.
definitely.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yep. So, yeah, I know for me, also trying to make music as well, that's something like I always have trouble with, right? So, producing, or
Mm-hmm.
writing songs. Sometimes I'm like, I made a few songs, like 3 or 4 songs, and I kind of sat on the songs for like 6, 7 months. I'm like, nah, I don't want to put them
Yeah.
out because whatever, right? There's always something. And I've seen so many interviews with like Kanye and other people who are like, your tracks are never going to be perfect. You're always going to
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
something wrong with them. So you might as well just put the song out, and then like it might be
See
cringe
what
to you
people.
after it's out. Yeah, but like, it like next song, next song, next song, and you're going to get
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens, right? That's yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and people are going to
One of
like it.
them is gonna blow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they're going to like whatever they're going to like. So the more you
Yeah.
make, the more they're gonna enjoy things, and like you said, just being consistent. So
Yeah,
yeah,
for
man,
sure.
I
We
mean,
also checked. We also checked out your music though. We checked out your music video.
uh,
The Breathe one was pretty cool though.
thank you,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys. Yeah, that's like my
Yes,
first
sir.
official release. I'm working on releasing a project that's probably gonna be like 7 tracks in March.
Okay.
Because very much like you guys, I was looking at doing the one song every other week, or
Yeah.
2 songs, 3 songs a month, and I was like, you know what, let me just like get my thoughts together and like put a project out in March, because I start going like the way my brain works, bro. I'm gonna work on a track, go to another track, not finish that one, come back to it, nah, I don't like it, scrap it. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I gotta set a
Dude, I
deadline,
feel that.
bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
everybody's got their process, but no, I appreciate you, man. Much love for listening to my
Okay.
music, man. It means a lot to me. And yeah, bro, just like you guys, I'm gonna be releasing more. So hopefully, hey, in the future, we all work together.
That would be. I
Beats,
was about to
Awesome,
say
lyrics.
man.
the
Yeah.
same
You
thing.
know what I'm
Yeah, we
saying?
should just
We
collab
could,
with something. It would be
yeah.
awesome.
I'm down to do a beat collab, Kiser, or even like a feature, bro. Like, let me hop on the track with
Yeah.
y'all.
For
You know what I'm
sure,
saying?
man.
Oh, that'd
Yeah.
be
Let's get
so
it,
dope.
man. But yeah, so I know you guys mentioned doing 2 tracks a month.
Yeah.
So say you do 2 tracks a month for the year. Are you guys thinking maybe at that point you're gonna maybe put those into one like full project, or are you just thinking just keep putting a single out, single out, single out, and then if something catches, then maybe add that to a project, or what are you guys thinking there?
Well, in my point of view, you know, like me and Zach, we work together, but he's kind of the one that have those thoughts about like working projects and stuff like that. But we're just been trying to work, like trying to drop like we dropped 2 songs in English, right? So our next 2 songs we're trying to do Portuguese. So we're just gonna be doing like that, you know, trying to shoot both ways. And at the end of the day, just come up with a big project. You know,
Yep.
whenever we have songs out that people are really liking it, and you know, and we grow our fan base. We just gonna, you know, maybe work on a project like that too. So drop just a bunch of songs, you know, and see what people think.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, right now it's really just about building the fan base. You know
Yeah,
how it is, like that.
Yep.
Just trying to do it
Yep.
the same
Exactly.
way as other people, but our own way at the same time.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
that's
Without putting gorilla glue in your hair, or what I'm saying, doing something crazy, right? That's the thing, man. Is like there's so many artists that are like, man, I'm not getting in follows right now, or nobody's caring. I got to do something like crazy. I got to go viral, and it's like, look,
yeah,
that works too, but that's almost like really like momentary. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
yeah.
literally.
you know what I'm saying? Like it
And I
lasts,
mean,
like it's like a flash in the pan.
it takes away from the music too, because it's more about the spectacle than the music.
Yeah,
Like
Totally.
that's yeah,
Totally, yeah, and I feel like that's why they have those the artists So was it like a Lil Pump, you know, and you know, obviously
Yeah.
I'm not knocking anybody, but I feel like there's certain artists like that who they're big because of, like you said, the personality or the things that they're
Yeah.
known for doing, and
Yeah.
not necessarily their
Hmm.
music. Like they're bigger
Yeah.
than the music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always interesting. I think figuring that as an artist too. And then yeah, dude, like man, I'd love to see you guys, like I said, collab with other, you know, Portuguese. I know you mentioned it, artists. When I was doing soundtrack management for a while, one of the things I focused on was international music, and I loved hearing
Yeah.
the music from Korea. You know, it's going back, you know, to Raja's studio, like music from
Yeah.
Korea, all over Asia, you know, Germany, Spain,
Mhm.
Italy. Like, there's so much dope music all over.
For real.
For
And yeah,
sure,
dude,
man.
like Brazil actually had some fire stuff. I don't remember all the artists, because it was like
Yeah,
4
definitely.
years ago.
There's a
But
lot.
yeah, dude,
There's
there's
a lot.
definitely a lot. And there's like rock is hot there too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's always
Yeah.
dope to hear the different like waves and the different types of music going on. But yeah, man. Okay, so yeah, last thing I'll ask. For both of you guys, like what's like the end goal for you guys? Like, is it like in 5 years I want to work with Drake, or is it just like, yo, I want to have 20 albums out and then get a deal signed and be done? Or like what are your both of your guys's ideal like end result?
Well, for me, like my goal in life, besides music, if it does work with the music, I just, want to be able to give my family a better life, just be able to give my mom her own place so she can call her like hers, and just be able to know that I did something for my family before doing it for me, is just a big part of me that needs to accomplish that, besides anything else, because fame and glory and money out there is just not gonna go with you whenever you die, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But your family you're always gonna carry, and you only have one, so you have to do it for them before you do it for yourself, because there's a lot of artists out there that they just make it in the music industry, and just blow one song and they just make a lot of money and just go crazy because they don't know how to work it, They
Yep.
don't think about everybody else, they just think about their own. And that's literally my goal for life. But in the music industry, that's what we're working on. Have a fan base and just being able to show my culture out there. Being able to make songs that like my friends in Brazil, for example, are gonna be able to listen and know that even though I'm making music over here, I'm still making and showing my feelings out to the people that from my base, my roots. So literally, that's my goal for real.
That's dope. That's fire. Kaiser, how about you, buddy?
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's just about leaving my mark, Like, of course, I want to get signed eventually and all this, but I want to be able to have something that I can call mine, Like
Yeah.
Zaytoven, he has this whole movement that he's
Yeah.
really at the foundation of, Like, of course, he wasn't the only one, and I don't mind being one of many, but
Right.
I just want to be a part of something big.
Definitely. No, I feel that 1,000%, man. I'm same for you guys. Like I'm with that same stuff. I'm one of those guys that I grew up not obsessed, but I was a huge fan of Alexander the Great. And like, you know,
Yeah,
that
Hmm.
was like it felt like that's what he was obsessed with, was just like I got to do something to where the world's never going to forget anything that I did, you know?
yeah,
For
And
sure.
I know a lot of us are super ambitious and hungry, but like that for me is sort of like my waking moment thing, is like, dude, I gotta like, man, I gotta, you know, make this song dope. I gotta make this album dope. And just, it's the grind, you know, it's the grind of
Yeah.
continuously working. And then, like you guys said, after you put out so much stuff, you know, you kind of look back just like Russ and you're like, damn, I got 300 songs out, bro. And then
for
now
Yeah.
real.
everyone's like, hey, maybe this guy's actually dope. Maybe we should go check him out. And
Hmm.
he's like, yo, let's sign you, you know? So, yeah, man, I'm totally with that. And I think you guys will definitely make a lot of headway, especially, you know, the work ethic that you guys have, and it sounds like coming from your families as well. You know, that's one
Yeah,
thing I think, when you have families that are not from America, like a lot of these people, they work really hard, right? There's
Hmm.
so many people who are from America that are just like kind of lazy, and like you guys said, they just want everything like entitled. They want anything right
yeah, they
there, and
just
it's the
accept
one
your
hit.
life the way it is.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
And it's like the one hit, and then they're like, all right, I'm good, I'm done, right? And they're
Yeah.
content.
yeah,
So yeah, man. No, I think you guys are gonna do really well, man. Just keep grinding, keep working. You know, I know at times it's gonna feel like, you know, you're a drop in this, you know, sand or something, and nobody's even gonna pay
yeah,
attention to you. But like, that's the thing, is there's people watching, wishing they could do what you're doing, right? I've had people
yeah,
tell me
for
that,
sure.
man, Mike, I'm like, this video, I feel like nobody's seen it, but they're like, bro, I wish I could do that too. I'm like, well, why not? And they're like, nah, man, I got a family, I got to work, I'm like, all right, so, don't
I
forget
think that is.
Mhm.
I'm sorry for cutting.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I think that it's easy for you to find excuses,
Yeah.
for stuff, and you just be like, oh, I'm not getting a lot of likes, I'm not getting followers, you know what I'm saying? You just kind of forget about everything else.
Yep.
And just start thinking about those stuff, like
Yep.
it don't really matter at the end of the day. All that matters is that you pull off to your music and your work. So if you put some effort into it, you're just gonna have to keep on grinding, and one day you're gonna make it. Regardless.
Yep.
Anything worth doing is a grind, man.
Exactly.
That's just how it is.
Yep. And like I was gonna say is like, don't forget the impact that you guys are having on other people's lives, even though it might not, you're not seeing it right now. But bro, I'm telling you, there's people that are like, damn, bro, like I wish I had a studio to just make music, man. These guys are dope. You know what I'm saying? Like they got it all, they got it made, and it's like, bro, we're grinding our asses off. We don't have it made yet, but we're working there. So yeah, man. No, I appreciate you guys hopping on, bro. Much love to you guys again. I appreciate you for hopping on, listening to my music and everything. Same here, listening to you guys. And yeah, man, we might have to get a GVE Kiser Lil Gabe, collab in the future real soon.
For sure.
So, let's get it popping. But yeah, no, appreciate you guys hopping on. And
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man.
No problem, man.
New song coming out on Friday. We'll send you that unreleased track because I trust your ear.
Yeah, let's get it. I'll promote it too on all my socials and everything, man. So yeah, let's get it, bro. But yeah, that is the end. I appreciate you guys, man, tuning out.
All right, thanks,
Thank
man.
you, brother.